Have you ever been dining at your favorite restaurant or shopping at your go-to grocery store? You know, the one that you always go to, and your favorite dish is no longer on the menu. Or that go-to item, half the reason why you go there sometimes at the grocery store, that item is no longer carried. Well, as a DoorDash Dasher, the company just changed something pretty massive that you see every single day. In this video, I'm going to show you all the changes because some of them, I think, are completely worthless. We're talking about the order screen as a DoorDash Dasher, the screen that you're going to see time and time again that shows you all the information on a prospective request. And for years, it's looked like this. So take a look. We see things like the restaurant name, the pay with a customer tip. We see a timer, an accept button, a decline button, but again, this has completely changed. And pay attention to this video because on an initial survey of our team members here, just 39% had this new screen. So let's get into it. So here's our new order request screen. We got a lot going on here. Different info has been omitted, been added, and stay until the end of the video. I want to give you a new strategy with this new screen. So comment down below, firstly, which screen you have. That first one, I can remember since what, 2018, 2019, as long as I can remember, that's been the order screen. Or do you have this new screen? Because I have seen in my research that some marketplaces have had this new screen for anywhere from 1 to 3 months. So here's both screens, the new and the old. Let's look at the differences here to understand what really matters. So looking at the restaurant name here, so now we see it's lowered in your order request screen here. It's a smaller font as well. Now, why would the restaurant name matter? Well, of course, yes, it gives you an idea of wait times, past errors, etc. So if it was McDonald's, then I think almost immediately, well, I'm not going to take it unless the pay is crazy, like $5, $6 a mile, just from my market understanding. So comment down below, what about Taco Bell? What about Wendy's, Subway, Chipotle, Five Guys? And that's just me thinking off the top of my head of places that might have a very long wait time. Next, looking at the mileage here, so we can see it's raised slightly. It's the same font size, but it removes some redundancy. Now that's important. Now, what do I mean by that? So on the old screen, it says 2.3 miles total. Now on the new screen, it removes that total verbiage. It just says 2.8 miles in this case. So it removes unnecessary info. I don't need the word total in there. It's understood that's the total mileage there. So the deliver by time window. So in the new screen on the left, we can see it's lowered slightly with a smaller font. Now this, the deliver by time window, helps us with what? The dollars to time ratio in wait times. So look at our example here. On the right, on the old screen, it says Faux Van Restaurant delivered by 8:30 p.m. So looking at the top left, it's 8:07 the current time. So I can understand, okay, how long is it going to take me to get to that restaurant? So how long might I be waiting versus traveling to that ending destination? Next, the item count. So this has been completely removed. So this is one of the few things that's actually been taken away. Now, the only thing I'd really use item count for is to helping my prep and how many bags basically I need to bring in. So if it says like 10 items, then okay, I might bring 2 hot and cold bags in. Now that's not a guaranteed thing. I know some places like Taco Bell, 10 items might be what? 4 sauce packets. Of all the info on these screens that you're looking for here, I feel like I never really used item count a lot. So I did want to ask you, for food delivery, not talking about grocery or shop and deliver because that's different, but for food delivery, did you ever really use item count? Quick quiz time. As a DoorDash Dasher, the company says you have how much time to accept an order? Just a standard run. How many seconds? Place your guesses, or I guess your answers, not your guesses, right? Because you know the answer. Place your answers down below in the comments. Well, if you didn't know, it was 45 seconds per order here. All right, so looking at that timer of 45 seconds, aka the timer here, what's changed? I don't love this. Comment down below, but it's lowered and it's at the bottom and it's blended in with the accept button. It's smaller font. There's no distinguishing border. It certainly doesn't stand on its own. Now the timer remains the same. I mean, that's kind of important, right? Because I would sometimes want to use all 45 seconds, especially if it's a new screen, right? And I'm trying to get used to it. So I want to look at the restaurant, the starting, ending destination, the pay, any tips, and the positioning. Where is it ending? picking, again, the restaurant. I don't know if I said that already, but I'm taking my time, as I'm allowed to do, to see if I really want to take it or not. Well, speaking of, if I don't want to take it, let's look at the decline button here. I don't love this either. Comment down below, but I feel like every change really matters. So it's lowered slightly. They have this top map blur bar, which why? I don't know why. Why is there this little top blurred part cutting off the map? And the decline button, yeah, it's shrunk a little bit here. And I know it's like not a lot. DoorDash would probably say like, hey, it's a 5% decrease, a 3% decrease in size. But this is one of my biggest complaints on Grubhub is their accept button is here and there's a tiny reject, and it's not even its own button, it's just text and it's right below, so I don't want to accidentally click something. Now here I'm not going to accidentally click, it's nothing else by it, right? But it's a little smaller. It irks me, I don't know. And now probably the thing that you care about the most, the pay, and there's some pretty big changes on this, but can you drop a like on this video if you appreciate me bringing this to you and going over an actual strategy? Consider subscribing as well. Old versus new. So we have it's raised higher in the order request screen, but it's a smaller font and massive. Pay attention to this. Let me know down below in the comments if yours is the same, but there's no customer tip. There's no customer tip. It just says, in this case, $3.50 guaranteed. Now, I don't want you to take 350 runs. Doesn't matter the mileage. $6 really as a minimum. But in the old example that we've seen for years, it says includes DoorDash pay and customer tip. Total may be higher. Sometimes it is. And we've actually seen this with the old screen. I remember that DoorDash was kind of beta testing or A/B testing at least that screen that would either say the pay includes the customer tip or just the DoorDash pay. And actually take a look at this order request. In this sample size, they're actually not all the new screen. There was one that was the old screen, but even this old screen has the new verbiage. It says $14 DoorDash pay, and that's it. There's no expected or included customer tip. I do not like that whatsoever. Here's a strategy if you have this, and I'm betting more and more Dashers are having this just flat pay screen on the old or the new screen. So continue to drive as normal. Use your best practices. Drive during the busiest days, times, ideally with peak pay. And I would have a separate spreadsheet. We have a free spreadsheet. It's on yourdrivermike.com, as well as an earnings boosting course link down below in the description. But that spreadsheet's free, and I would create a separate spreadsheet just for this new format and map out, is it paying me more, less, the same, with not seeing the included customer tip. Now listen to me, don't leave this video yet, because I'm about to tell you the worthless add-on here on this new order screen, as well as a change on a different order type I want to show you here. So there's a section on this new order screen that literally just says customer drop off. So remember, guys, DoorDash here, I talked about in this video, removing redundancies with the mileage total verbiage. Why do we need verbiage that says your next stop after the pickup? Where do you think you're going? You're going to the customer's destination. How about that? I thought I was going across the country. What is this? Why does it say customer drop-off? We know that's where we're going. So you can remove this and have other parts of this larger font, like the pay. How about that? Which is very important for Dashers. What I do like on this one, and we've seen iterations of this on Uber Eats especially, but it does show you both pickups and it shows you the order of both pickups. That I like. But here again, DoorDash, we do not need verbiage that says customer drop-off. And then, again, where do you go with the second order? Customer drop-off. It's taking up so much screen real estate that we don't need. This font can be bigger. It can help Dashers with other more actually relevant metrics. So when you do have that stacked order, remember, positioning is important. The ending destination, I want to be by other restaurants. So I have minimal commuting miles to the next pickup after I complete my current assignment, so I don't have a lot of commuting miles. So here's that stacked order, right? I would just like to see some kind of labeling like this, like a colorway that says, hey, here's, starting number 1, here's drop off number 2, or just straight up just show me, drop off 1, drop off 2. Yes, apps will show you clearly. It doesn't really matter the app, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, they'll show you that after you've accepted the request, but then it's just kind of set in stone. Yes, you can mix it up, so you could kind of drive to whichever one you want, but I've had some problems with that. Comment down below if you have problems with that. But what I'm talking about is on the order request screen. Just have a little something that distinguishes stop number 1, stop number 2, so I can understand it for positioning. So what about shop and deliver or grocery run? So look at this one here. $19.75 in that smaller font. That's got to be bigger in my opinion. Now, this is something we're going to watch more into 2023, these grocery runs. So not shop and deliver like CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, not restaurant, but exclusively grocery. The item counts here is where it matters for grocery and shop and deliver runs. I mean, 11 items for that pay and the dollars to mile ratio, that's pretty good. Okay, speaking of shop and deliver though, look at this example of an old shop and deliver and a new shop and deliver. Now, granted, that old one is a bit dated, so comment down below if that changed between then and now, like a secondary change. Same kind of thing as grocery, right? Just the weird font sizes, I guess, the pay, mileage. It does say shop for items. So that is one takeaway that I give you as well. I feel like for new strategy, your eye might be drawn there first, because on our other examples, it was red for a pickup, just, standard restaurant runs, versus shop for items is delineated in a different colorway. I will leave you with this, some small changes, some pretty huge changes, and it's all obviously coming down to pay for you. And I'll tell you this, that it looks like on the surface level, like it's a design change. It's a UI change. It's just aesthetics. And I would argue that these companies aren't spending the hours and time and team resources to change their UI, in this case, obviously for Dashers, without a reason. They're not just doing it to look pretty. They're not doing it for aesthetics. They're doing it for a behavioral or a wanted behavioral change. That's to accept more orders, maybe to accept lesser paying orders somehow, accepting more of a certain type of orders. We don't know, but I just want to put that out there and kind of warn you, it's not just to look pretty. Drop a like on this video if you got value. You can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.